An AS Media Vlog, which begins with a really irrelevant but really interesting Star Wars tech sequence. I talk about our appropriately named opening sequence and its technical aspects. Mise en scène. Yeah, I get it, we all know this is edited in iMovie. The Forest. A place of beauty and serenity. Just a few things that I can think of to describe such a wonderful place. But then there's also really bad things, such as secluded, uncharted, not easily reached, no cell reception, no help for miles, predatory wildlife, bugs, I hate bugs, confusing and repetitive landscape which is hard to navigate with or without a map. My point is that forests are great places to get murdered. Just look at all these horror films and games which were set in forests. Time for a bit of math. Thriller and horror connotations plus forest equals bad. A forest is a very terrifying and unfamiliar place. So is pretty much ideal for our opening sequence. But why would we film on location rather than on a set? Because we don't need a set when we live in Surrey Hills, the most wooded area in Britain, which is half the size of Greater London. The group decided that using non-diegetic sound in the opening sequence would totally ruin the atmosphere. So we're just using the natural sound from on location, and when necessary adding in stock sounds like gunshots, etc. Our victim, a cyclist, because despite all these terrible things that we mentioned about forests earlier, a forest is actually a really nice place to go for a cycle. And when considering other victims, such as a farmer or a dog walker, we believe that they would be incredibly hard to film or to come up with a good plotline. Like, a farmer chooses to walk down a random path, and working with dogs is just really difficult, even for professional filmmakers. The killer! Not just your average bloke, but chick. Well, that's weird, because aren't blondes meant to be really dumb? Well, here's the thing. Unless it's Kill Bill, we don't really expect blondes to be vicious killers. Subverting the stereotype like this will come as quite a shock to the audience, especially if she's very young, and bleach blonde, and looks really innocent. So the audience is going to be in for a real shock. Yeah, sorry. Pretty self-explanatory. We're gonna need a bike and professional cycling gear, because this guy's a professional, but doesn't take any drugs like this professional. A little less straightforward. We're gonna need barbed wire, bear trap, thingy. It's what the victim gets trapped in. It works better if you don't think about it too hard. A shotgun for the murder weapon, because nothing's cooler in Britain than a double-barrel 12-gauge. Some Wellingtons, a farmer's coat, and a peak cap. Because, guess what? We're in a rural area, where people usually dress appropriately, especially in wintertime, unless you're a dumb blonde, where a sexy car wash outfit would be deemed more appropriate. Thanks for watching. If it did pique your interest, I'm now going to give you another opportunity to read that Star Wars tech sequence that's, really interesting.